First, I would like to greet everyone who has gathered here today with us. The reason for our meeting is the anniversary of Khojaly massacre. I would like to begin with reading the statement. World communities should not ignore the Armenian aggression. On the night of February 26, 1992, Armenian forces surrounded and attacked the Azerbaijani town of Khojaly with the support of the Russian army and massacred 613 people of the city. Hundreds of bodies of wounded were burned alive. 1,275 people were taken prisoner and were subjected to brutal torture. A report in Newsweek under the heading of the face of a massacre describes the events in Khojaly as many were killed at close range while trying to flee. Some had their faces mutilated, others scalped. We have gathered here today to protest the great atrocities committed by Armenians and remind the world communities once again that there are plenty of facts and evidences proving the Armenian aggression against Azerbaijani innocent people. We believe the global communities, especially Western countries and politicians, should take a clear position against the Armenian aggression. Unfortunately, the Minsk Group's diplomatic efforts have failed so far. This in turn increases the risk of a new war in the occupied territories of Azerbaijan against Armenian occupation. We believe that Azerbaijani military is able and willing to liberate occupied Azerbaijani territories. As we respect every country's territorial integrity, we too would fully support Azerbaijan's territorial integrity and sovereignty at any cost. We protesters demand that the Armenians who have ignored the principles of the Geneva Convention and massacred innocent people in Azerbaijan's territory should be prosecuted as war criminals in international courts. Armenian armed forces must leave Azerbaijan's territories immediately and unconditionally. We demand that Armenia cooperate with international organizations on missing Azerbaijans in the process of occupation. Armenian occupation of Azerbaijan territory has caused great material damage. Therefore, Armenia should be tried in international courts and should be forced to pay restitution to Azerbaijan. The international community should implement political and economic sanctions against Armenia as Armenia refuses to leave Azerbaijan-occupied territories and prevents the Armenian war criminals to be tried by international laws. We Azerbaijanis living in Sweden want the Swedish government, parliament, political parties and non-governmental organizations playing an active role in recognition of Armenian aggression and demand withdrawal of Armenian forces from Azerbaijan territories. Azerbaijanis of Sweden.
Güney Azərbaycan İstiqlal Partiyasının Xocalı faciəsi ilə il dönümü ilə bağlı bəyaniyəsini sizlərə qərat edirəm. İngiliz dilində. Khojaly tragedy is part of Azerbaijani Holocaust. The Khojaly genocide, with its inconceivable cruelty and inhuman punitive methods, was completely targeted against the people of Azerbaijan and represents a barbarian act in the history of humankind. At the same time, this genocide was a historical crime against humanity. The tragedy in Khojaly has deeply hurt the heart of every Azerbaijani living in different countries of the world and will never be forgotten. The genocide committed by Armenian nationalists against Azerbaijanis in Khojaly has resulted in death of hundreds of innocent people. Khojaly tragedy is one of the most horrible crimes committed against humanity in the 20th century. Many Russian, French, Armenian, and American journalists reported atrocities committed by Armenians against innocent and defenseless Azerbaijani population of Khojaly to be more severe than Nazis in the Second World War. Many politicians, authors, and artists in the world dedicated their works to sympathize with sufferings of Azerbaijanis in Khojaly massacre. Yet the true and clear story of Khojaly is not told and not heard sufficiently in the world. The true faces of Russian interference in the Caucasus and Armenian barbaries and expansionism is not shown and not discussed enough yet. Azerbaijanis both in the north and south has suffered many tragedies in the last 100 years, from multiple Russian and Armenian invasions and genocides in the north and south, to Persian invasions and attempts to complete annihilation of South Azerbaijani's very existence under Persian-Iran system. Khojaly genocide is one of many tragedies which Azerbaijanis had to suffer under Armenian occupation of Daghlıq Qarabağ and over 20% of Azerbaijani territories. The wounds of Khojaly will never heal, and we will never forget nor forgive the grave anti-human actions of Armenian army in Daghlıq Qarabağ. As this genocide is not just committed against Azerbaijanis, but to all humanities in the world. The suffering of Khojaly belongs to all humanity, as it is done to all humanity. At this very tragic day, we, members and sympathizers of South Azerbaijani Independence Party, assert and declare: 1. We strongly condemn Armenian barbaries against Azerbaijani population. 2. As always, our heart is with victims of Armenian occupation of Azerbaijani territories. 3. We demand Armenian occupation forces leave Azerbaijani territories without condition and respect international laws regarding Azerbaijani sovereignty by abiding by United Nations Resolutions 822, 853, 874, and 884 issued against Armenian occupation of Azerbaijani territories. 4. We demand full investigation by international bodies on Armenian occupation of Azerbaijani lands, ethnic cleansing of Azerbaijani population, and genocides committed by Armenian army and paramilitary in Azerbaijani territories. 5. We demand that perpetrators of Khojaly genocide and Armenian atrocities in Azerbaijan to be put on trial in international courts. 6. We strongly condemn Russian expansionist policies in Caucasus, Russian military assistance to Armenia in occupying and holding over 20% of Azerbaijani territories. 7. We strongly condemn Iranian terrorist regimes' economic, logistical, and military help to Armenia, facilitating Armenian occupation of Azerbaijani territories. 8. We strongly condemn Iranian terrorist regimes meddling in Azerbaijani affairs, exporting terrorists, interfering and creating unrest in Azerbaijan. South Azerbaijan Independence Party, 2013.